What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video, and as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we've figured out what this icon is from the new ESports Boxing Club gameplay that was shown February 17th. Now, I can only but imagine this video is not going to do well in the grand scheme of things of views and that, because this, I feel like things like this little like, we have to know every single detail, is only for the real hardcores, but we'll have to see. But you guys know me. I know that some of you guys like to know every little detail so that when the next gameplay comes out, we don't have to have a repeat of looking at some of the older things and finally figuring out what they are. We know what they are right from the bounce. So as far as I could see, no one knew what this icon was. Obviously, it was there. It was very present in the Wilder and Fury gameplay that they shoot. It was also present in the Kelbrook and Conor Ben gameplay that they shoot, and in the Plant and Carl Froch gameplay. It wasn't there because they took the HUD off. Now, it was there. So people were like, all right, so what is it? Obviously, I've been trying to figure it out. I think, you know, people have been looking at it and trying to figure out what it was. But not only is it hard to see, normally it's hard to see when you zoom in. Like, it doesn't make it any, you know, when I'm zooming on my editing software, it doesn't make it completely easier. It's pretty blurry when you zoom into it because the icon is so small. However, when working through certain clips, one thing I kept noticing is that the little icon moves. I'll try and find them. It is very small things. Don't expect it to move too much. The main thing that you'll notice is the arms look like they disappear. So I noticed that the icon tends to move a little bit, tends to maybe duck its head a little bit too, and I was like, all right, so its arms, in somewhat of an essence, they vanish. Like, you know, where would the arms go? Now, my first thought, of course, was blocking. The arms are out here, and then they come up here to block, or they come down here to block. So I was like, okay, so it's some kind of blocking. So we were talking about it in the Discord, and I mentioned the icon, and Aimbot, the developer, said, hold on, you don't know what it is? And he realized that that hadn't been shown before. This is the first time I've ever seen this icon in this February gameplay. So he said, well, obviously he knows what it is. Then I actually said to him, you don't. And he was like, well, I actually programmed it. I put it in, so I do. And I was like, all right, I take it back. I apologize. And so then in the Discord, he gave us a hint with the letter L. Now, he wanted to see my failure publicly. I said it was blocking. He laughed at me. He said that I need to put that publicly, and I said I don't want to. Well, I just ignored it, and he gave a hint that was the letter L. Now, my assumption was he was going to call me a loser. That was that him or TP or one of the other developers would come along and call me a loser. It's what tends to happen in the Discord, especially with me for some reason. So I assumed that would happen. Anyways, then this reply was made, and as you can see, he says, "Is it have something to do with the loose movement on and off?" And the developer, Aimbot, replied with yes. So he figured out his motherfucking first guess. He figured out. So that's what that icon is, guys. It's to show the loose movement thing, whatever you want to call it, being on or off. Now, I don't know how the icon itself determines it being on or off. Is it when the hands look like they disappear? Does that mean, you know, your hands are here and you're moving, so you're not blocking, perhaps? You're not ready to strike? Maybe that's what the icon means. When your hands are right here, you're ready to block or throw a punch. And when the icon is like this, where your hands are tucked in here, you're ready to move. So then you release, so then you move back, you release the icon, and then you can throw a punch like that. I don't know, that's just a hunch. Now, we have seen the loose movement before, I believe. We saw it in the July gameplay of Lyndon Arthur. He put his arms behind his back and done this. I believe that was an example of the loose movement because it wasn't, you know, strict, like slipping like this. It was, you know, showboat, your hands behind the back, moving around freely. And now we have this little icon that apparently determines the loose movement being on and off. So you guys will have to let me know what you think. Obviously, at times, I'm going to try and show it with the icon moving as well as the fighter. Now, one thing that is kind of tough is it's Fury, where we see most of this loose movement, little icon move slightly. Now, all of Fury's movements look like loose movements. That's the problem. Harder to tell with someone like Fury, because like I said, everything he does looks like a loose movement, even if it's not. But you guys, I don't know what you think of this icon. Is there more to it than just maybe that little bit of movement? I'm excited. I'm hoping one day they'll actually explain it, or maybe when we get the game, there'll be some kind of tutorial that explains what it does completely. Because I want to see how it impacts the game. How does it help me? How does it help my opponent? How does it, you know, affect me or affect my opponent? That's kind of the stuff that I want to know for this. But all in all, you know, I think that's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of the HUD, the health bar and stamina bar, and the name and the flag and that little icon. It all looks really, really cool. The beats per minute, everything on the HUD looks stunning. So I'm really happy with it. And I think the little icon's pretty cool as well. But yeah, so it's not blocking. It appears to be a loose movement on and off. So you guys will have to let me know what you think of that. And, you know, is it just the hands are coming down here? So that means, you know, you're not ready to block. You're not ready to throw a punch. You're doing all this move and and then when the icon shows again, then your hands can go back up or you can throw a strike. Because, you know, it's not like you can see like everything's flowing when the icons move, and like when the hands disappear and come back and disappear and come back. There's no joltiness from Fury. He's always coming around, and the movement thing is changing. So you can tell it's not like, you know, he's not like doing this and then it's like stay still, arms out, jab. You know, it's not stiff. Everything looks really fluid and loose, and you know, it looks brilliant. So you know, it's definitely not something that's affecting the pace of the game or making it more arcadey or unrealistic in any manner. You know, it's pretty good. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I was tempted to say that I found this, but I was like, you know what? I'm not that guy. I'm going to be honest. Give credit where credit is due. And yeah, shout out to Sobja. I always get that guy's name wrong. His name's actually just Soba. I don't know why I thought it was Sobja, but yeah, Soba. He's actually helped me out before with some of the old videos that I made back using the 2019 gameplay. He sent me some links, and I spoke to him before, and he's always been really helpful. Part of me is kind of convinced that he's a secret developer, but who knows? But yeah, thank you as always for watching, guys. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe. Thank you again to Soba, and obviously Aimbot. You know, it's always cool to be on the Discord. Why I love the Discord, because you get these little bits of information, and it helps us understand the gameplay a little bit better than we did at the start, which is always cool. So yeah, thank you as always for watching, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.